Okay, y'all, it's the
Described as a funny and inspiring romantic comedy on finding lasting love and sustaining a healthy relationship at every age of courtship. I don't know.
this guy, he's so hard on it.
Okay, good morning guys. It is Super Bowl Sunday, aka Jersey Sunday. Y'all know I don't do sports, so this is the little outfit. Tell me why I got these pants from Sam's Club yesterday. Girl, they had a whole stack full of dress pants, and I don't know. The older I get, the more I'm like, why don't we have professionalism type wear access at a lot of stores? Like, nobody really be selling like dress pants, proper buttons ups. They sell every crop thing on the market, but no dress pants. So I had to go to Sam's Club to get some dress pants, girl. But these are them. They're a little capri. My mom said they're supposed to fit like that because I was like, are these high waters? And she was like, no, they're the capri style. I don't like capri because I already have long legs, so I feel like they look even shorter. But yeah, we're gonna head to church now.
Oceans with white foam. God bless, my heart is troubled. And he hated David based upon superficial reasons, rooted in paranoia. Does that sound familiar?
Okay guys, it is a bit later. It's the same day. It's still Sunday, and I just finished washing all of my laundry, so we're gonna redo my bedding.
Thousands.
Okay, y'all, I just got out of work and I'm getting me some taquitos. One thing about me, I don't think I have like truck driver food taste, but sometimes I think I do, because I love a taquito. I used to love a Mountain Dew. I get the cheesy pepper tacos. Those are the only ones that don't have meat in them, and they're so good. Okay, we're home and I'm in here munching like a little rabbit. I'm making this little bowl of vegetables just because I really have not been taking that many fresh vegetables to work, but I really feel the difference in my body and in my workouts when I'm eating fresh vegetables, roasted vegetables, all the things. So we started back up on my roasted vegetables last week, and I did some roasted sweet potato and bell pepper this week with some salmon that my mom made. So that's our lunch. And then for breakfast, I tried my hand at some egg bites. It kind of was a fail because the egg bites, I did them in these Christmas muffin tins. I did them in these and they literally stuck, but we're still taking them for breakfast. I just like had to rip them out of the tin and like preserve the rest of our egg. I will literally show you how little egg is left after I ripped it out of this container. Like, they're so small and kind of deformed, but this is my breakfast, and the egg bites are just eggs. I ended up using 5 eggs, but I'm eating them over the course of 3 days. And then I also, or technically 4 days, so I'm eating 2 per day, but I made extra for my family. So I'm not eating 5 eggs in a day, but it was eggs, cottage cheese, shredded cheese, and then I did a handful of spinach, like a large handful of spinach, and then seasoned it with some salt and pepper. So that's my meal prepped breakfast and lunch because I was getting tired of the yogurt bowls. Like, it was getting so difficult to eat them, so I may resume them again next week or something, but this week I just need a break from the Greek yogurt, okay? But back to those little like bowl of vegetables. This was the highlight of my day. I just did cucumbers, tomatoes, and then I did shredded carrots, but I tried my hand at the kind of retinol carrots. Girl, I don't know what people were talking about. They said eat your retinol. Apparently carrots are supposed to have retinol in it. I don't know. I'm not aging. I'm 23 years old, but the recipe sounded good. It was like sesame oil, rice vinegar, soy sauce, and you just add like pepper if you want to, and you let it like pickle essentially and put it in the fridge and then eat it.
Y'all, I did it yesterday and these actually are really, really good. So I'm gonna add these in the little bowl of veggies for tomorrow. So like I said, I just have cucumbers, tomatoes. Now I have the carrots. I'm gonna add some pickles. I really like sweet heat or any type of sweet spicy pickles, so I'm gonna add these pickles. And I've been doing the serving size of all the pickled vegetables that I add in here just because I know the sodium's like really insane if I just do the amount I want. So it says I can do 6 chips, I'm gonna do 4. But then I'm also gonna add the serving size of these feta olives, so just 2 feta olives, and then I'm gonna add serving size of the normal olives, so 4 olives. So I'm still getting quite a bit of the pickled vegetables, but I'm trying to do better by not like just eating as many as I want, because like I said, I know the sodium on them is probably a lot by the time I eat all that I want. And it may sound crazy, but then like I sliced them and I add a little bit of olive oil on top. Olive oil, I don't know, anytime I eat olive oil regularly, I feel like I can see it in my skin. But I don't know, that could be just me yapping. Good morning, y'all. So next morning I'm getting dressed for work. Why did I just find a clip still in my head? That means I went the entire workday yesterday with that clip in my head. And I literally felt last night when I was putting my bonnet on, I was like, something in the front of my head feels like super tight. And I was like, I don't know if I coiled it too hard or what. Because I used the comb method to retwist my locks. It's actually been my favorite method that I've tried just yet, because it really does keep your locks like coiled. And I don't know how to explain what I mean other than like, you see that coil, it keeps that fur quite a minute, and just keeps it wrapped at the root, so the new growth is really like incorporated into the older lock. But there was a clip in my head the entire day and I didn't even feel it. But we're getting ready for work right now. I've been listening to Sam Rivera all morning. He's a Christian R&B singer, and his songs are just so good. And I want more Christian R&B. Where's the Christian R&B? Like, I need. I just really like it. I like R&B music, just like secular R&B. But I remember folks talking about that and was saying like good R&B singers grew up in the church. That's how they're able to get that amount of emotion and yearning in their voice, because they was first doing that to Jesus, singing to Jesus, and so it just translates. Guys, I just got back from work, okay, and I studied a little bit at a cafe. I did a little Bible study, but look at the matcha I just got. It's so hard on it. It's hard. It's supposed to be a berry blush matcha with raspberry in it and then strawberry cold foam. So we're gonna see if it's good, but this looks so cute. Okay guys, it's a bit later. I'm doing some evening reading. I'm reading How to Be a Christian Influencer, Making Social Media a Social Ministry, and the subtitle of this book really got me because y'all know I love community, and that's like the basis of this platform, is just a community of believers that's just like rooted in talking about God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit and the preachings of the Bible. And really recently I've started moving my content from being hauls and maintenance and just stuff that I was seeing other people do, and really asking God what he wants me to create, because this is a passion project for me. Like, this is not my career, this is not my profession, this is a passion, like creative hobby for me, an outlet for me. And so I need to make sure that I'm creatively expressing myself and using the platform for, you know, what feels true to me and what feels good to me. And so I've been really praying about that, and the Lord just showed me that to have a platform as a Christian means something totally different to have a platform as someone who's secularly like affiliated, meaning they don't really involve themselves with anything religious. Because when you have a platform as a Christian, you are held to a different standard. But also, we're coming in this age where there's a really different definition of what a Christian is, and there is a definition of what, I guess you could say, a politically charged Christian is and a politically unaffiliated Christian is. And I think that's been the heart of my tension with posting recently, is that I think it's really strange that if I talk about something that affects people in the United States of America, it can be understood as political, when as believers we are supposed to be caring about people. Like, that's not political to me. And so I've really been wrestling with that, because I'm like, Lord, I'm never trying to come on here and spew political, you know, things of saying vote for this party, but there are certain things that people may deem political that to you, Jesus was not political at all. Like, he didn't care about the parties. He cared about the people in them. And so if there's people being affected, I'm going to talk about them. Like, I'm going to pray over them. Like, it's a no-brainer to me. And so I started reading this book just really to get a better understanding of, like, what social media can mean for a Christian posting and interacting with followers, and just how to better, I guess, read up and get resources on like different ways to navigate this. And I've been posting on social media as a Christian for 6 years now, and the first 4 years it was completely a whirlwind of getting used to, oh, there's a notification here, oh, there's DM here, oh, there's like, it's a lot. But I've realized through everything that I've gone through, because I've graduated college, I've graduated from master's, like I've gotten into career fields, I've gotten internships, I've gone through breakups, like I've done so many different things while posting on social media that I realized like social media is never going to fulfill me the way Jesus does. And so it's never been a thing of like, I need the constant gratification, and when it becomes that, I stop posting. But when it comes to the point that I feel like I can't speak my truth and do what the Lord told me to do on the social media platform, I have to ask myself, who's telling me that? Like Eve, like when God was speaking to Adam and Eve in the garden, he said, who told you that you were naked? Like, who told you that? Because I think when we start putting weird cultural parameters on Christianity that Jesus never subscribed to, we get in a weird place. And I'm seeing that a lot with Christian content creators and influencers, and people are like, well, why doesn't so-and-so talk about this? And they're like, oh, that's a political thing, they don't talk about politics. When did we start doing that all of a sudden? Especially with things that are genuinely, to me, not political. Like if we're talking about incidents of people being mistreated, incidents of injustice, incidents of just literal infringement of people's like normal just daily lives, that's not political. But if we're talking about what candidate to vote for, what the primaries, like all of that stuff, I'm like, okay, I get it. But if we're just talking about basic people and lives, I'm not sure how that's political. And that's just really been a big source of contention in my prayer time, because I've been like, Lord, help me make sure that I'm understanding this whole political, apolitical Christian conversation right, because it is confusing. And so I wanted to read this book to see really how people are just navigating certain aspects of social media as Christians, and how they are being an influence online as a Christian. Because I have always been in the belief that we are always influencers in any parts of our lives as Christians who have the Holy Spirit in us. The Holy Spirit is going to influence anybody we speak to, because he's influencing us as we speak to them. And so, yeah, that's what we're reading. I'm going to read a little bit more. I've come across a couple really good quotes already, but I just wanted to rant with y'all about
that. Hey y'all, it's the next day. Me and my sister are at Taco Bell, and a man literally just got out of his car to look at
I'm hiding right now, so I'm
the
laughing.
menu. I'm laughing like that's not me for real. He got completely out of his car, y'all.
I didn't know what was going on.
He's still looking.
He's saying the menu to somebody.
But I wore this shirt to work, y'all. I realized, you're good. I realized I bought this shirt from Shein last year, and I've only worn this shirt once, but it's because it's low-key hot, but it's a super cute shirt. Like, I got some compliments today. And I got my bag. They loaded this up. I got the Build Your Own Luxe Craving box. Y'all know I always get the Luxe boxes just because they're a better deal, and I got all vegetarian items. Like, so the vegetarian items on Taco Bell's menu have a V, like a green V, and it's just a lot easier to like designate what's vegetarian or not. And so I got the black bean crunch wrap, because I've never ever had a crunch wrap. Then I got the cheesy fiesta potatoes and the cheesy bean and rice burrito with fire sauce, extra fire sauce. But we're about to go to an art gallery showing, so I'm gonna film in there if I can.
goodness. Good morning, guys. Wow, it's still the morning. It's the next day. I got up, did a workout, and then I got on the spin bike, y'all. Y'all know, me and my family have like we have one spin bike we got from Facebook Marketplace. And once a year, every year, I'll remember that we have it and do spin workouts and realize that I do not do enough cardio. Like, I've never done enough cardio since I stopped running track in high school. And it was just a humbling morning. But I did a Black History Month rock ride. Didn't even know they had that. It was a great workout, but I said I'm going to try to do spin workouts twice a week just to get my cardio up, because y'all know I love my Pilates, but my Pilates is for my back health. It's not really for cardio or losing weight or any of that. But it doesn't make sense. The size that I am and the small amount of cardio I do. Like, I feel like I should have better cardio endurance than I have. So I did that, and then I had a little moment of vulnerability with the Lord. I had to journal, y'all, because I haven't journaled all week. And I started journaling back up in the beginning of February, in the beginning of February. And then I stopped journaling this week, and I felt the difference. Like, I feel like since, and I've said this before, since the Lord has given me like the gift of writing, it feels really weird when I don't use the gift. And so I journaled this morning and just got everything off my chest, because it's been an interesting week, and I love when I have interesting weeks because it means that there's going to be an interesting testimony out of it. But I've just learned a lot about, I think, myself and the pridefulness, respectfully speaking to myself, that is in my heart as a Christian when it comes to certain stumbling blocks and things of that nature. And I think the biggest lesson I've learned this week is that I can never think that I know better than God. And when I get to the point that I think I know better than God, I need him to sit me down and remind me that I don't. Because I think to be a prideful Christian is one of the worst things you could be, and the Lord hates the prideful. Okay, he does not like any type of prideful activity, mindset, opinion, any of that. He does not like pride. And so I really just had to like be vulnerable with the Lord and say, like, can you really like create in me a clean heart, like the Fred Hammond song? Like, can you really help me just clean my heart out and get all that yucky stuff out? Because there's no reason that I should be prideful as a Christian, knowing that, first of all, I am just a sinner like everybody else is a sinner, but prideful in the sense that I think there are certain sins that I am above that won't ever touch me. And it's just, I think sometimes the Lord just has to remind us, hey, you're not who you think you is when it comes to certain things, okay? You are a child of God. You are a believer. You are part of the body of Christ. But what you're not is exempt from sin. And as long as you're on this earth, sin is going to be on you. It's going to be running after you. And you need to run towards me when it's after you. And I feel like I'm just really blessed to be able to learn lessons like that, like I always say, while I am young, to apply them to my life. So as I get older, I have that underneath my belt, and I'm able to walk in wisdom and just prevent a lot of life problems that I would have, because pridefulness bleeds into everything you do. It doesn't just bleed into your spiritual life, it bleeds into everything. And so I'm just really blessed that the Lord corrected me in this week. I'm really blessed. But I'm drinking some tea and I'm uploading a video. I have been doing the Just a Week challenges, and I filmed one this week. Then I was like, actually, I want to upload it next week. So they're out of order, but it's fun to film and just have something else to film other than vlogs. I love talking to you guys, but sometimes I'm like, girl, I have nothing to say. But I like doing like little fun challenges like this. So let me know if y'all are liking them, if you watched them, if you haven't watched them. Guys, please go watch it. Thank you.
Okay guys, we're in Kroger. I just donated a big stack of books, so we can buy some books now, guys. We donated, but y'all already know I broke the book ban a long time ago, so we actually don't need to buy no more books. We need to give away even more. But it was actually really easy. I just walked in there, dropped the books off, and that was it. It was a Goodwill donation center. But we're in Kroger right now getting some groceries, and Kroger is decked out in Valentine's Day stuff. Okay, y'all, we also got some Girl Scout cookies, and I got some fun teas. I'm gonna make one when we get home, but I don't know why. I was just thinking about this. I think you could get a flip phone in this current age and still be able to like text and communicate and stuff, but my thing is like, how do people answer emails and stuff? And so I went on Pinterest and I found a sector of people who have flip phones, and like, tell me why apparently you can get like Netflix and stuff on your phone. What in the world? Like a flip phone? But there's this Galaxy flip phone that apparently like you can get a lot of apps and stuff. I'm being persuaded as we speak. Okay, y'all, we're back home, and I'm just comparing because I got another thing of agave because I put this in all of my teas. I like agave for drinks like teas and coffees and matchas, but then I like honey for like food items. Like that's kind of what I've decided and discovered for myself. But I got this one from HEB, this dark organic raw amber agave, and it was 333 grams in here for like $5. And then at Kroger, I got their Simple Truth Kroger brand one, and it is 666 grams, and it was $6. So this is a better deal for double the amount. It's like $1 more because this was $6, this was $5. The more you know. But I'm going to show you guys the teas that I got because I'm super excited about them. But these are the two teas that I ended up getting. I had to ask my mom which teas were good to get because apparently there's a lot of teas now that are made with wood chip residue. Allegedly, apparently, I don't know, but these were like on sale, so I was like, sure, let's try it because we already have like a cabinet full of teas that I think possibly allegedly have wood chips in them. I don't know if the tea's good, okay? But I was like, I would like not to expose myself to that if that's in there. So and also, oddly enough, a lot of tea companies are like associated with very shady businesses at the same time. It's a lot in the world of like teas and health and wellness. So I got this tea from Stash, and it is their warm chai spice, and the ingredients were also a lot better than the like name brand. The ingredients for this one is blended black teas, cinnamon, ginger root, allspice, natural cinnamon flavor, clove bud oil, and cardamom. So I'm gonna drink this in a minute. And then I got a ginger peach tea, and the ingredients was black tea, natural flavors, and ginger. I always try to stay away from natural flavors because my mom tells me like you don't really know what's in that, and that's a good point. But it was 50 tea bags. It was a good deal. It was discounted. So those are the two teas. I'm gonna make this warm chai. Oh, that voice crack was really crazy. I'm gonna make this warm chai spice now. Okay, guys, I got a few Girl Scout cookies, and then that big bowl of, or that big bag of popcorn we got from the mall, I just added some Trader Joe's dill pickle seasoning to it because it didn't taste like it had no seasoning to me. But we're about to watch a Valentine's Day movie because tomorrow's Valentine's Day, and I'm gonna watch Relationship Goals. I honestly am so confused about what this movie is supposed to be about because I've seen some people like, well, I've seen the trailer and like it looks like it's off of Michael. I'm not sure if he goes by Mike Todd or Michael Todd, but the Relationship Goals book that's written by a Christian pastor. But I've seen some people say like it wasn't like necessarily a Christian movie, but the trailer I couldn't tell. Like I don't know because like let me read the kind of synopsis. It says it's described as a funny and inspiring romantic comedy on finding lasting love and sustaining a healthy relationship at every age of courtship. I don't know, but then they also said it was like produced or something. Like I thought like the Todd's name was somewhere in the production of this. So I don't know, but we're gonna watch this as our Valentine's Day movie. It possibly is a Christian movie. It's based off, if I'm not mistaken, like I need to double check myself before I say this. Yeah, it says it's based off of the New York Times best-selling self-help book Relationship Goals: How to Win at Dating, Marriage, and Sex by Pastor Michael Todd. But I'm like so confused of how they made this like, but I've never read the book, so I guess I can't say that I'm not sure how they could adapt this to a movie. I don't know. I'm really curious to see. I'm really curious to see. And they said it's made by Amazon and Devon Franklin. I don't know, and somebody said it's like a glorified book commercial. Girl, what? I don't know, but we're gonna watch it as our Valentine's Day movie. So let's see what it's talking about. Okay guys, it's a bit later. We just finished Relationship Goals and I have thoughts because it was a very interesting movie, and I feel like they teetered the line of trying to keep it secular while having a faith-based book as the premise of the entire film. Like it was basically about the Michael Todd book Relationship Goals, and a like
morning news company that decides to cover his book for their Valentine's Day schedule, like scheduling program or broadcast or whatever. But they try to keep it just being like a faith-based love book, but they don't make the movie a faith-based love story, if that makes sense. So they reference like the relationship goals as a book that's telling you about relationships and how to have a better faith life and all of it so you can have better relationships in your life, romantic ones specifically. But the love stories that happen in the movie don't necessarily feel like relationships that are trying to keep God in the center of them and that are faith-based relationships. So it just felt surface level in some areas, but also I could just be being like very, very Christian about this and knowing that like to have a successful relationship is not you just being like, okay, I'm going to go through the motions and put God first and do all these things. And it's about really you understanding what you need in a relationship, but also asking yourself, are you ready for a relationship? Like, what are you trying to get out of a relationship? And I feel like there was a lot of questions that weren't answered, but there was also kind of the overarching idea that for a woman to feel okay, she needed to be in a relationship. And I feel like for some women that's true if they're called to marriage, but for others it's not. But I also felt like it was just really interesting because all the women were older. So I'm like, maybe that's why, like as a younger Christian, I'm 23. Like maybe that's why I was like, I don't think that's necessarily like correct, but I'm younger, you know. I don't know how would it feel if I was like 35, 40, still single, you know. So I give the movie the benefit of the doubt. I'd say watch it if you have time, but I don't think by any means it's a Christian love story. But it was an interesting watch, and I wish there was more Christian love stories out there that I could watch. Redeeming Love is just the saddest. Like, it's based off of the book of Hosea in the Bible, and like that's the only Christian romance movie I could think of. But that movie in the book by Francine Rivers is just gut-wrenching, so I was like, I can't watch those. But it's always interesting seeing all the content about relationships and singleness and dating and everything as a Christian girl, because I feel like sometimes we just overemphasize it and we make it seem like it's this big event in your life. But I think something, going back to the movie, something that the movie pointed out was that once you're in a relationship, your life doesn't stop. And it's not like that you've reached the ultimate point in your life. It just means you now have a partner to do life with you, which makes it a little less lonely, which can make it a little bit more fun, but it's not the ultimate goal in your life. And I feel like that was kind of a point in the movie, a little bit, of the main character, Kelly Rowland, being a businesswoman and she's doing everything she wants to, and then you get to the end of the movie and she's still doing what she wants to, and it wasn't like she stopped her life and now she feels fulfilled because of the outcome of the movie, you know what I mean? And then all the other subplots, I feel like it did an okay job at dispelling that. But it's always interesting, especially around Valentine's Day, seeing all the conversations about singleness and everything. And I've told y'all, I do not believe that like to be a single Christian, the best way to be okay with your singleness is to refer to it as a waiting season or think that you're waiting for something, because I think it kind of undermines the idea of joyfulness and the fruit of the spirit, joy, which for me is just being content in all your seasons. So I don't know how I even got there, but it was an interesting movie to watch for Valentine's Day, for sure. I don't know if I'm going to try to watch another one before I go to bed. It's 9 p.m. It's also Friday the 13th, but y'all know I do not do no scary movies, but I just like rom-coms in general, so I feel like that's maybe why I was a little critical of relationship goals, because I really wish there was more Black romance, like Christian love stories, because Ruth and Boaz, that's another one, but that really wasn't, that was the ending. There was like a whole, like, it wasn't a drug lord plot, but it was like a gang plot. It was something in that movie that I was like, why did we do this? Like, so I'm gonna figure out what to watch. I'll probably watch Crazy Stupid Love. I've never seen it before though. I started watching it, I've never finished it, I don't believe. I think I've seen scenes from it. But that's it for this vlog. Thank you guys so much for watching. I feel like this is kind of a weird ending of the vlog, me kind of doing random movie reviews. That could be a new segment. But I thank you guys so much for watching. Happy belated Valentine's Day. Second vlog in a row of me saying that. But I love love. I love talking about love. I love learning about love. And as a single Christian woman, I don't think Valentine's Day is lonely for me. I think it's just a day where I'm like, oh, cool, partnership. Nice. But it's not anything that I feel like I'm left out of or, you know, FOMOing. When it's my time, it'll be my time. And until it's my time, we spend time with Jesus.
Amen. Amen. So I'm gonna watch a little movie, go to bed, but I thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.